in Underglow TV in Ohio. A very good afternoon to you. It is time for some news update right here on News in 30 with me, Savara Aiden. It is the 18th of April 2024. Welcome to News in 30. We're streaming live on our YouTube platform at Hstv Live GH2L to like, comment and share. Now moving on to some headlines making bulletin this afternoon. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has charged the heads of the various public utility providers to improve the efficiency and reliability of their services to drive down costs. Also, the Ministry of Works and Housing has officially requested private proposals for the completion and operationalism of the Sagleme Affordable Housing Project. And the Central East Regional Police Command has disclosed that 10 people, including a female, have been arrested over claims of missing genitals in Kaswa Enclave. Now the news in details. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has charged the heads of various public utility providers to improve the efficiency and reliability of their services to drive down costs. The president made the call during his speech at the commissioning ceremony of the Kumasi 1 thermal power plant in the eastern region on Wednesday, April 17th. The power utilities, especially the Electricity Company of Ghana, have recently faced heavy criticisms for unreliable power supply in certain areas of the country, popularly termed as Dumso in Ghanaian parlance.
As the Ashanti Regional Minister, to provide the necessary assistance to ensure the efficiency and safety of this very important power station. And I charge the heads of our public utilities, of our power utilities, to work to improve their efficiency and reliability so as to drive down costs. And they said,
And that was the President of the Republic, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Moving on to another story. Now, ahead of December 7, 2024 general elections, leaders of 10 political groupings have signed a pact to contest the 2024 general elections under the banner of coalition called the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. The groupings made up of the alliance include the Movement for Change, National Interest Movement, Third Force Movement, among others. Speaking at the launch of the alliance on April 17th, leader Alan Shermantin quoted the support of all Ghanaians, indicating that the alliance is well positioned to transform the country come 2025.
The significance of today's event lies in the fact that we are initiating a process that will redefine the architecture of political governance in our country. This process, by the grace of God, will lead to the election of the first independent candidate as President of the Republic of Ghana. It will also lead to the establishment of the first truly representative government in Ghana's history. A government of national unity which will be made up of representatives from different political parties, the business community, labor unions, civil society, professional bodies, faith-based organizations, traditional authorities, and other interest groups, including traders, farmers, fishermen, artisans, among others. Never before in the history of our country has there been a more compelling case for change and transformation.
So let's move on to another story for today. The Ministry of Works and Housing has officially requested private proposals for the completion and the operationalism of the Sagleme affordable housing project. The Sagleme housing project, which commenced in 2012, has experienced significant delays after the government expressed concerns about its contract sum. According to the ministry, the deadline and evaluation for the submission of proposal is from July 9th to 15th, 2024. Speaking to the media, the sector minister Kojo Opon Nkrumah said he is hopeful a private partner will be found by August 30th, 2024 to address the housing deficit in the country.
I want to ask you to execute this task with the highest level of patriotism and professionalism. So I want to ask you to bring to this task your highest level of patriotism and professionalism as it is deserved or required. Let the desire to do our best for our republic show as you go through this process. My final point to you is that Ghanaians want the phenomenon of uncompleted or abandoned mass housing projects to come to an end. To date, some of the projects from the Kufuor era are still uncompleted and hanging. This one is still yet to be completed. And it adds to the narrative that we don't finish projects when we start. If we have a housing deficit of 1.8 million that we are trying to reduce as the years go by, already there are about 40,000 units a year that we deliver as a country. It's not enough to close the gap. So if all of these projects keep hanging out there, it will even deter future projects from being embarked upon. And that's why it's important that we take advantage of this opportunity to reverse this trend. And so I charge you to go through this process with all the professionalism, patriotism, and transparency as you have outlined in your report to.
That was the sector minister, which is Kojo Opon Nkrumah, speaking about the Sagleme housing project. Moving on to another story, the former New Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Ejiso, Kwabrina Owusu, has filed his nomination at the Electoral Commission's office to contest the upcoming by-election as an independent candidate. Speaking to the media, the former MP outlined his concerns and expressed optimism in winning the Ejiso by-election. The former MP dismissed claims of betraying the New Patriotic Party, indicating that the party has never been fair to him.
It's the people who vote that has called for a duty. So I believe they will do exactly what they want to do for me, that I should be voted for, so that I go to Parliament and continue what I did for them years ago. MPP never did anything for me. If we are to assess what me and MPP we've done for each other, my brothers and sisters, I will tell you that I have done more for MPP in their pursuit for breaking the 8 than they have done for me. Yes. As MPP took me to school, yes. I'm a civil engineer. Yes. I was a practicing civil engineer. And when I was in Parliament, my performance in Parliament and support I gave the Minister for Roads and Highways was enormous. Honorable, Ajay, Osei was the MP. Then he was a minister. Then you came to overthrow him. Then you also become deputy minister. Then John Kuma also came to overthrow you. So now why you don't want to follow the party? You know, is it NDC people who are pushing you?
Now, hundreds of protesters marched against power supply challenges in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. The 17th of April 2024 march was held in the evening with protesters holding placards with messages that expressed their frustration at the erratic power supply and frequent unannounced blackouts, popularly referred to as Tumso. Photos and videos shared by local news outlets show the sizable crowd marching through the streets of Kumasi, some holding lanterns and candles. The protest is significant to the effect that it took place in the stronghold of the ruling New Patriotic Party. The power distributor, the Electricity Company of Ghana has in the past few months come under sustained pressure to publish a load shedding timetable. Those were some aggrieved individuals demonstrating about the current power outages here in the country and also in the Ashanti region. Moving on to another story, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, 3 pre-tertiary teacher unions, have expressed disappointment in the government's approach to negotiations regarding their working conditions. Despite the strike conclusion, the unions remain dissatisfied with the government's handling of negotiations. In a statement released on Monday, April 15, 2024, they criticized the government's response to addressing teachers' working condition, highlighting the lack of significant progress in negotiations and expressed concerns that the government team appears ill-equipped to adequately respond to their various demands.
We've not been able to conclude the negotiations, and hence we came back to inform the commission. And the commission has given us 2 more weeks to ensure that we get it done. So all things being equal, on the 2nd of May, we'll revert to the commission as work done so far. And we believe that this time, good faith will prevail. For the sake of Mother Ghana, good faith will prevail. And we are going to engage them accordingly. And we believe that they will come to the table knowing very well that the state of ship is at stake. So we'll take it out from there. So we are going to engage starting today.
Both parties had agreed that yes, something have started. They have not been able to arrive at a total solution, and there was the need for further negotiation. And that there were quite a number of issues on the table, but they've been able to reduce them to about 6, and they are sure of it. So they pleaded for 2 more weeks.
Now let's go for a very quick detour. When we come back, sports update is up next. Do stay tuned.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Hello there, good afternoon, and it's time for sports news right here on News in 30. I am Precious Azuma. Now let's get into the stories for today, and starting off from the Dondo, which has been used by the players of the Black Stars for some time for the Ajama session at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Currently, as I'm speaking, it has been included in the collections of the FIFA Museum. FIFA on Tuesday, April 16th, disclosed that the traditional drum from Ghana is one of the many collectible from the 2022 World Cup held in Qatar. However, per the statements, the Dondo will be on display at the FIFA Museum in Zurich, Switzerland. Now, away from that story, let's talk about Accra Hearts of Oak's board member Vincent Sowodote. He believes the Phobians and their rivals, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, are victims of their own internal issues. He believes fans of the two clubs have too much information from insiders at the club and are using it to destroy their progress. So, talking about Kumasi Asante Kotoko, attention flared at the club's training ground in Adako, Jashi on Tuesday, April 16, 2024, as disgruntled supporters bared head coach Prosper Nate Ogum and his players from their regular training section. According to the angry fans, they took action following a string of poor performances by the team in the Ghana Premier League. The supporters went on to express their dissatisfaction, demanding the dismissal of head coach Prosper Nate Ogum and his technical staff, citing the team's dismissal and abysmal performance as justification for their call. Now, away from the local stories, let's move on to the foreign side. And talking about Javier Tebas, he enjoys a strong presence as the president of La Liga. However, his presidency and several of his decisions have faced serious slack from the heavyweights in the league. One such decision the president sealed was the famous La Liga boots transaction with CVC, which saw the league give away a part of its television rights for 50 years in exchange for an immediate fund injection of $2 billion back in 2021. However, 37 of the 42 clubs in La Liga and La Liga 2 backed the agreements, which painted a rosy picture of elevating La Liga and raising the spending power of individual clubs. Barcelona, alongside Real Madrid, Athletic Club and Itza, however, announced they would take legal actions against La Liga for what they felt was an illegal action. And that'll be all on sports news right here on News in 30. I am Precious Azuma. There's more news coming up.
Third Eye Care and Vision Center is here with all your eye care solutions. Yes, Third Eye Care is at it again. Are your lenses becoming foggy because of wearing face masks or sitting in air-conditioned spaces? Are your eyes getting sore and tired after using the computer for prolonged periods? Are you struggling with light from oncoming cars and other vehicles when driving at night? Worry no more. Third Eye Care and Vision Center has all the right solutions for you. We have anti-fog and blue filtering lenses that solves it all. Third Eye Care and Vision Center also stocks all types of lenses, designer frames, sunglasses, and employs very well-trained, qualified and licensed optometrists to provide all your eye care needs. Locate us at Airport Residential Area, close to the Association International School, opposite Mirage Residence, or Northridge, on the premises of Sunny FM and close to the Kanda Overhead Bridge. Our working hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Call us on 054-328-7008 or 026-646-2080. Please do well to observe all COVID-19 protocols. Third Eye Care and Vision Center, your total eye care solutions provider.
And that was Precious right here, News in 30. Now let's move on to another story trending. Now the Central East Regional Police Command has disclosed that 10 people, including a female, have been arrested over claims of missing genitals in the Kaswa enclave. One person is on the run and is currently being sought after by the police. 3 others who have been remanded in police custody are due for sentencing at a later date.
About 6 people have been sent to court. 3 were remanded 2 weeks. The last time they went to court, the court deferred sentence. It means they are due for sentencing, but the judge has deferred the sentence to give the sentence at a later date. Others have also been sent to court. So far, I think we have made about 10 arrests in Kaswa. 10. And one person has run away. We are looking for him to arrest. Yes, we have 2 convicts. So it's only the first instance that somebody reported, and before I got to my attention, the so-called complainant has run away. But from that day, I gave specific instructions that whoever reports that his manhood has shrunk or has disappeared, arrest that person first. Send him to the hospital. So now, anybody, not a single person has escaped, unless they commit the crime before police gets there, all the parties have run away. Otherwise, we arrest you. We have arrested and we have even arrested a lady. One of them is a lady. I don't know what she also claimed has shrunk.
Ghana Journalists Association (GJA) has launched its 75th anniversary celebrations with the unveiling of a logo. The event took place at the Labade Beach Hotel in Accra on April 17, 2024. The anniversary is being celebrated under the theme 75 Years of Excellence in Journalism, honoring the past, embracing the present and shaping the future. GJA President Albert Kwabena Dumfo underscored the association's determination to challenge any law that fringe upon the freedom of expression, deviating from the principles of the rule of law. He also declared the association's commitment to taking aggressive measures to safeguard the rights of its members against all forms of attacks.
Move forward. Let us remember the sacrifices made by those who came before us, journalists who laid down their lives for the pursuit of truth and justice. It is upon their legacy that the future of Ghanaian journalism will be built. A future where truth prevails over sensationalism, integrity over corruption, and where the pen remains mightier than the sword in the fight for democratic integrity and national unity. I don't know whether you are exhausted and indeed frustrated by the shameful lack of decisive action from the authorities to your interventions. All I know is that your association's pen, which is your weapon, has gone eerily silent on this all-important matter. I would have liked to see a more concerted and sustained action from you. Sadly, that has not been the case.
We were forced to blacklist 2 important political figures whose followers attacked journalists who were performing their routine duties without any provocation. Let me point out that the ban on Farouk Mahama, the MP for Yendi, is still in force.
Now it's time for some global trends. Now, on the international front for today, Brian Kohlberger, who is accused of killing 4 University of students of Idaho in November 2022, was out driving west of Moscow. The night of the slayings, his attorney says that the defense plans to offer a cell phone tower and radio frequency expert for partially corroborate this account. A court document supporting an alibi defense filed Wednesday shows. More information on Kohlberger's location will be shared after prosecutors provide discovery evidence previously requested, as the document stated that he is guilty as charged.
Due to a wide-ranging gang order, prosecutors, defense lawyers, and attorneys for victims' families and witnesses are prohibited from saying anything publicly aside from what is already in the public record. The filing is the latest turn in the high-profile case against Kohlberger, who is accused of fatally stabbing 4 Idaho college students early on November 13, 2022. A not guilty plea was entered last May on his behalf, and his attorneys have indicated he intends to present an alibi as part of his defense. Kohlberger's public defenders several times have pointed to their clients' purported patterns for taking long drives long late at night. In an August filing, they wrote of the night of the killings, Mr. Kohlberger is not claiming to be at a specific location at a specific time. Still, Wednesday's filing outlines Kohlberger's alibi had been anticipated for months. Idaho law requires a defendant to submit in writing the specific place or places at which the defendant claims to have been at the time of the alleged offense and the names and addresses of the witnesses upon whom he intends to rely to establish such alibi. The judge in Kohlberger's case repeatedly extended the submission date, most recently setting the Wednesday deadline during a hearing in late February. Kohlberger, 29-year-old, faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary in the killings of Kaylee, 21-year-old, Madison, 21-year-old, Zana, a 20-year-old, and Ethan Chapin, a 20-year-old as well, at a home just off the university's main campus in Moscow.
That is all for today's news update, but before we take a bow, a quick recap of the headlines. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has charged the heads of the various public utility providers to improve the efficiency and reliability of their services to drive down costs. Also, the Ministry of Works and Housing has officially requested private proposals for the completion and operationalism of the Sagleme Affordable Housing Project. The Central East Regional Police Command has disclosed that 10 people, including a female, have been arrested over claims of missing genitals in the Kaswa enclave. Thank you for staying with us for today's news update on News in 30 with me, Savara Aiden. Now, we have more shows for you coming up right here on Hstv. Do stay tuned.
News in 30 is brought to you by Hstv and Underglow TV in Ohio.